Welcome to my yet another video in the strategy series. We have seen many aspects of strategy in our previous videos. About marketing strategy for the era of disruption, then inclusive marketing strategy, international business strategy, and strategy for all. In this series, today we will discuss about international market entry strategy. So this is the strategy which is a following strategy of international business strategy, in which the company normally decides about what kind of a business strategy they want to use when they want to enter into a country, such as global standardization strategy or internationalization strategy or transnational strategy or localization strategy. So once they identify what type of a strategy they want to use for the particular country, then they identify the particular country they want to set up their business. So once they identify the particular country, we already discussed the different aspects of selecting a specific country or a market. There are 7 aspects, starting from market potential, then political stability and the relationship, the market access, then costs and other conditions, competition prevail in that particular country, infrastructure availability, and product and service fit. And we also discussed this in our previous video on international business strategy. The company needs to focus on the top 4 factors, which are product, service fit, which is very important. Whether the product and service the company is having to have a suitable fit with a particular country. So once it is identified, then the company needs to identify the market potential, the longevity, the stability, the type of consumers. And third one is either or having a market access. So these are all the top 4 factors that normally company will look to select the international markets. So once the company identify this, now the company needs to identify what type of entry strategy they have to follow. There are different type of entry strategy. The company can go to a new country we call as a host country and set up their business or start doing business. Like you can start with export, produce in the home country and sell in the host country through exports. It's like international sales. Then later, if they want to move without having any risk, so they can go for a licensing. So you can share your technology or a process or even name to the local company in that particular country, and they can buy again, they can get it and they can produce and sell the products or service in that specific country using the brand name of the country, the home company. Also, they're using technology and the company will get royalty out of it. So here the company will not incur any risk. Suppose the company thinks they do not want to just give the free hand of technology or a name to a unknown entity in a new country, so they can join with that particular company as a joint venture as a local partner. So joint venture is normally 50-50, but it can be decided like actually either the company wants to keep the more controlling stake like 70-30 or a 60-40. So it depends on the like the particular the country's FDA law, which is very important. We will discuss now. So before identifying any country to do business or looking to an entry strategy, The company needs to understand the foreign direct investment law prevails in that particular country and the sector in which the company is going to do business and how the particular list is affecting the prospect of the company in doing business in that particular country. Whether the sector in which the company is going to do business or a product service falls in the open list or a protected list. There are two lists. Normally every country has it. The open list means the list which attracts the investment. Even the company can come and set up 100% entity without having any local partner or not much of restrictions from the government. But if you go in for a protected list where there should be a requirement of a local partner or there should be a lot of restrictions from the government, so the company cannot have a 100% stake or a company the entity in that particular market. So the company needs to decide the fact that selection of a country based on the FDA law. See, if the FDA law allows the company that the company can go and set up 100% the company entity, it is up to the company to decide whether they want to go and set up a new entity 100% or they can go for the joint venture with the existing partner in order to reduce the risk, because when you're going for an unknown entity, so you may not know the market, you may not know the other aspects prevail in that particular country. So it's better to go with the existing partner which are joint venture. So the controlling stake, the company can decide what kind of a controlling stake they want to have it, like 50-50 or 70-30 or 60-40. So it depends on the relationship with the particular joint venture partner. Or the company can go ahead and take over the existing company in that particular country with 100%. So that is also the another route we call as acquisition route. So they can take over the particular company. In this takeover, they can use the two options. One is a MBA, management buy-in. That means you don't have to change the entire setup of the existing company. So the existing setup, the team can run the business, but the existing companies under the umbrella of the foreign company. Or you can go for a MBO model, management buyout. So you can acquire the company, you can remove the entire team and you can bring in new team and change the name, and you can assimilate the taken over company with the home company. That's a foreign company. So these are all the different options available for the company when they are thinking of entering into a new market. So these are all the different entry strategies. But these decisions need to be taken by clearly analyzing the foreign direct investment law prevails in that particular country and the sectors which are allowing the company to start the business 100% are having some restrictions with the local partner. But ideally, when you see when the company wants to go to a new market and set up their business, there are two school of thought. The one school of thought is the company doesn't want to take any risk and they want to go into a market. Though the FDA allows the company to set up 100% company, but still the company may go with a local partner, the joint venture, and they start the business and know the market, and slowly they will take over the entire stake of the company from the local partner. Or you can go and start the business from the day one as 100% without having any local partner. Like if you see the case of Tesla, so Tesla last year they moved to China to set up the gigafactory in China in order to produce Tesla cars in China. There are many reasons actually which motivated Tesla to move into China. It could be the US-China, the trade tensions, and because of that the tariff is increased, and China is the second biggest market for Tesla cars. So because of increase of tariff, so the Tesla cars has become expensive in China. So that is the number one. Number two is the Tesla may be looking at the China as a market to make inroads into other Asian countries. So China is definitely a market which provides the opportunity for Tesla to produce relatively cheaper version of a car. The cost of production is relatively less. So in that way, Tesla can be sold at relatively lesser price, which will be more attractive for the Tesla to sell more cars. So given the competition of almost all the leading companies are coming out with 100% electric vehicle last year. And third one, which really motivated Tesla to come into China, is China has removed the total the restrictions of the automobile company coming to China and setting up the factory. Initially, they require a local partner to do it, but the last year they removed that particular restriction. So that also motivated Tesla to move into China to set up their factory. So if you see this case of a Tesla, so Tesla taken the advantage of China's removal of the restrictions of having local partner and a possibility of setting up 100% company. So the Tesla made use of it. So these are all the aspects which you talk about that the international market entry strategy. It depends on the company's focus of how you want to do it. So there is no, we can say that it's a foolproof recipe for a company to just go and start the business. It depends on the company's ability to take risk and the company's ability to take the market to the different level, the company different level. That is what very important. So once again, thank you very much for watching my video on international market strategy and the different videos on the strategy series. And please keep watching more for the more videos, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please share the videos with everyone to get benefit out of it. Thank you.